You will see it in green, Toastmaster.
Okay, all right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters. Deep human connection is the purpose of a meaningful life. How many of you would agree with this? I think so too. So, as a speaker and as audiences, there is one thing in common that connects us, and that we call speech. Let's explore it a little further. Now, these are the two group of individuals and people who have got a goal of their own. So every audience has one thing in common, that what is in it for me. And as far as the speaker is concerned, what they want to do is that they want to share their knowledge and their point of view in a way that it is easy to receive and understand. Now, if I summarize what I have just said, is that a speaker wants to share a knowledge and to share their viewpoint through their speech to inform, inspire, persuade, and entertain the audiences. And at the same time, the audiences want to have knowledge and a viewpoint of a speaker through a speech to be informed, to be inspired, to be persuaded, and to entertain. So, what is the common thing between the speakers, between two individuals or two group of individuals that connects them is the speech. Now, the question is, sorry, I'm just a little. Can we make this connection or this bonding a bit more effective? Let me share a secret with you. The fear is an ingrained emotion, and the reason of the fear, it's a very powerful one and necessary for us human beings, because this is what keeps us safe. This is what keeps us safe from strangers, from the strange environments, from the strange species, and strange things in general. So hence, the fear of public speaking is actually a fear that to get up and talk in front of a bunch of strangers. So the two key words here is fear is related to strangers. How do we get over that? Remember, our purpose is to connect the speaker and the audiences through a speech. And what prevents us is a fear of strangers. So fear of strangers, get rid of it, and voila, we have got achieved our goal. But we have to do our homework. And what is that? To understand our audiences. Once we understand our audiences, then they are less likely to be seen as more strangers and become our allies. And in that process, what we achieve, we will become more confident and more knowledgeable as well. Now, let me share another fact with you, that if a speech is all what I want to tell you, and trust me, I have given speeches with that mindset. But with that mindset, you will never be able to grab and hold the interest. During my 2 years of Toastmasters journey, I have given speeches where I wanted to tell you, and I've written fantastic speeches. But during giving the speeches, I noticed that I've lost the interest of them, even through the the online speeches, I did get the sense and the feeling that people are not interested. And I just used to wonder, what is it? Why I have written speeches and people tell me that I write good speeches and I do deliver good speeches. But where is that connection missing? And later on, I came to realize that that some of my mentors said it to me. Remember that it is not you who should be telling that, look how great I am. It's about the people. When you start doing something for the other people, that's when the connection develops. And this I realized, fortunately, through my delivering speeches at Toastmasters. So how do we do that, our homework? So as a speaker or as a writing speech, what we have to do is we have to understand or try to work out what our audiences wants to know and what they already know, and just fill in the gap in between. And once we do that, we have a connection. And that's when our audiences will be more receptive to what we want to tell them. Let's see how we do that. Let's figure out who are they, what they want, what they already know, what is their mood like, what are their doubts and the fears. And then finally, what is it that we have in common? If you realize, out of these 6 things, 5 of them are about the audiences, and there is actually all 6 of them is about the audiences, and there is one thing that is about the speaker, and even that is that what is it that is in common? So let's take these 6 things one by one, if I may. First of all, who are they? Let's look at them. Let's divide them in 3 different categories. What is their demographics? What are their age range? What is their male to female ratio? So that I know that whether I should be talking about the cars or whether I should be giving examples of handbags. What are their occupational and economic status? What is their educational background? What are their political orientations? And what are their leisure activities? These are some of the things that when we are about to deliver any speech, we may keep that in mind. And then the second thing is where we are speaking. Am I speaking at a conference? Am I talking to my co-workers? Or am I talking to a general public? And what state of mind they are in and how they would like to receive their information. For example, are these the people, majority of the people who wants to look at the bigger picture, or some of them are detail oriented, whether they're impatient or relaxed, and what are their hot buttons? For this speaker, this is what I want to tell you, or this is what I think that they need to know. But I have to keep that in mind, that what are the audiences need? What are their wants? What are their needs? And what are their desires? And then I have to find out that what is common between a speaker and the audiences. For example, both of my audiences in this speech and myself, we are all here to learn about how we can improve our public communication. Now, the third thing is, what do they want to know? I should not be talking down to my audiences. They don't know anything when I'm going to talk about. I'm a doctor, I know my stuff. So I should not be talking down to my audiences. And I can do that as a speaker through my content, to my tone and mannerism, and through my body language as well. And I should be making my speech, which is going to, at their level, I should not be talking the medical jargon so that it's going over their head. should not be talking too much. I should not be clinging too much to the medical jargon. And by doing that, I should not be insulting my audience's intelligence, because by doing that, it's a waste of everyone's time. And then what is their mood? Are they angry? Are they skeptical? Are they impatient? Are they frustrated? And for example, this future speech that I will be planning to do is I'll be talking to the ladies forum of Pakistan Association Dubai about COVID and the current situation. So I have to be careful about what they are going through and be empathetic towards them and bring them along with me so that I will be more receptive, or in other words, I'll be making that connection so that they understand what I'm trying to say, to be more effective. And number 5, what are their doubts, fears, and misperceptions about it? When I'm giving a speech, or when we are giving our speeches to the wider audiences, we should think about every possible objections that that can happen in my speech, every flaw in my argument, every hole in my logic, and be prepared to defend your ideas and even bring up those objections on your own and be your own devil's advocate and work through that. Then finally, what is in common? And what is in common between humans? We are all humans. We all have the same emotions, even though sometimes we have the same culture, sometimes we have the different cultures. But at the end of the day, we are all humans and we share majority of the things together. Now, if you're talking to internal audiences, for example, if I'm talking to my colleagues at my hospital, we might be taking pride in our heritage, our reputation, and our loyalty to our co-workers. And if we are talking to the customers, what do they desire for a simple and love for their product? So these are the things that connect us with our speakers. And if we are talking to speaking to the wider audiences, for example, the ties to the community and their desire to create a better place for our children. Now, keeping the audience attention, we have to think about the room acoustics. I remember once I went to watch a movie. It was so cold I could not concentrate anything about the movie because all my energy was to warm myself. The seating, whether it's comfortable, the lighting, the temperature control, the outside noise, what time of the day it is. And if there are any other important concurrent events are happening, other activities are happening, if the presentations are lengthy, so we have to keep in mind about the attention span so that we can break in the presentations and the lengthy presentations. So the bottom line is that when you really know your audiences, you know exactly what to say. And as Melinda Gates says, that the deep human connection is the purpose and the result of a meaningful life. And it will inspire the most amazing act of love, generosity, and humanity. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Aamerah. With that, we will be going on a break. Given that we are slightly behind time, we will be taking a 5-minute break and we'll see you. Let's get back in 5 minutes. Use this time to refresh ourselves. Thank you.